All right, you guys, yeah, prop-wise today, you don't really need a lot. If you want to have a block near the top of your mat, it might help with a couple transitions. If you like to use blocks for half moon or revolved half moon, we're getting into both of those today. But other than that, you don't really need anything. We'll start laying on our backs today. So as usual, starting in that Supta Baddha Konasana, if it's comfortable. So bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees fall open to the side. Just take a moment to settle in, no rush here. You can bring one hand to your heart, one to your belly if that feels good. Starting in this gentle hip opener, you can always extend your legs long as well if you don't want to take this opener right at the beginning. Closing your eyes, start to shift your focus to your breath as well as your mind. Check in with the busyness of your mind. So if it feels like there are a lot of thoughts, a lot of distractions, see if you can release them a little bit on each exhale. After 4 or 5 breaths, your mind should feel a little bit more clear. Start to move your breath not only into the ribs, but into the belly, allowing it to expand into the front side and back of the torso. Start to extend the length of your inhale and exhale, taking longer, deeper breaths. Finally, starting to find your Ujjayi, your inhales and exhales through the nose, with that little constriction at the back of the throat. This might start to create an oceanic sound, and that's totally natural where we aim for that sound. But remembering we don't want to force it. So if that oceanic sound doesn't occur today, that's okay. Just make sure you're breathing in and out through the nose. Take about 3 more breaths here. And gently blink your eyes open. Bring your hands to the outsides of your legs and draw them together, then into your chest. Give yourself a little hug here, rock side to side. Circle the knees, whatever you feel like you need for your hips this morning. Taking one more round of breath of movement right here. And allow your left leg to extend long onto the mat. The right leg extends towards the ceiling. If your hamstrings are feeling open enough today to grab peace fingers to big toe, feel free to do that. You can always keep the knee bent for this section as well. Take an inhale here. Start to carry your leg out to the right side of your body. So remembering as we do this, the left side anchors down. We're aiming for that Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana shape on our backs. So think about broadening the back of the body, pressing the left side down into the floor. You might even take your left hand to your hip. Make sure that your peace fingers and toe are pressing into each other, or the knee into the hand if you have that grip. Take one more full round of breath here. Inhale, start to bring that leg back to center. Left hand comes to the outside of the right foot or knee. Right arm extends to the side, and exhale, start to carry that leg across the body. The outside of your left foot will roll to the floor, but make sure it still feels like you are standing on the floor. The oppositional force of foot into hand or hand into knee is still happening here. We're aiming to keep the front of the body square towards the ceiling, so the torso and heart still point up. One more round of breath here. Inhale, start to bring your leg back to center, releasing the foot. As you exhale, we'll eagle the legs. So right leg crosses over, left of the thighs. You can feel free to wrap your right foot around your left calf if that feels available. Now this morning we'll eagle the arms as well. Left arm over right arm. So left arm over right, bending the elbows and bringing the palms together. Now establish that kind of double tabletop position here. So the legs and the thighs come straight up from the hips. The elbows aim to come out from the shoulders. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, tap your toes to the mat and your fingertips to the mat behind your head. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Imagine you're trying to touch the elbows to the knees. As you exhale, take the same tap to the floor. Try to keep the torso in the same shape, broadening the back, narrowing the front. Inhale, drop back to center, elbows touch the knees. One more time, exhale, toes and fingers tap the floor. And inhale, bring it all back to center. Exhale, gently unwind the arms and legs, wrapping your arms around the shins for one moment here. Extend your right leg long onto the mat, and then left leg reaches to the ceiling, taking our Utthita Hasta on this side. So peace fingers either to the big toe or hands to the outside of your bent knee. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, start to carry your leg across or to the outside of the body. So take your left leg to the left. Now, anchoring of the right side, imagine that right foot is still standing on the floor. Your right hip presses down. We're aiming for squareness through the torso towards the ceiling. Find the oppositional force, hand to wherever you're holding on the leg. One more full round of breath. Inhale, start to carry your leg back to center. Right hand comes to the outside of the left leg, either to the outside of the foot or outside of your bent knee. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to carry the leg across the body, allowing the right side of the right foot to come towards the mat, but left shoulder stays down. So our sternum is still pointing towards the ceiling as much as possible. The right leg is super strong like you're standing on the floor. The strength here in that top leg comes from the foot pressing into the hand or knee pressing into the hand. One more breath here. Inhale, use your abs to bring that leg back to center. As you exhale, we release the leg to find eagle. So left leg crosses over right this time. Wrap the foot if you did it on the first side. Eagle arms are right arm over left. So right over left to bend the elbows and bring the palms together. Take an inhale here, establishing that tabletop position. As you exhale, tap the toes and the fingertips to the floor without changing the torso. Inhale, start to bring your elbows towards your knees. Find that little crunch, but keep the head and shoulders down. As you exhale, toes and fingertips tap again. Inhale, initiate from the low abs to bring them all back to center. Exhale, tap it one more time. And then inhale, bring it back to center, final time. Exhale, unwind, bring your hands back around your legs. Take a moment to give yourself a little squeeze. Take a moment to find your low boat here. So extend your legs out towards the front of your mat. Start to lift your shoulders to reach the fingertips towards the toes. We're only here for one round of breath just to feel the abs activate a little bit more. Next, inhale, bent-legged high boat. So draw the knees into the chest, shift your weight to the tailbone, lifting the torso up. Nice, you guys. As you exhale, cross the legs, roll over the shins, and come to your tabletop position. Establish your tabletop here, hands right underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, knees are hip-width distance. Let's move through some cows and cats here. So inhale, drop the belly, bring the gaze high. Exhale, press through the palms, curl into your cat. Inhale, cow pose, open up through the heart, tailbone to the ceiling. Exhale, curl into your cat, press the floor away from you, dome the shoulders. One more time, inhale, drop the belly, bring the gaze high, cow pose. And exhale, curl into your cat, activate the core, feel even the shins pressing into the mat. Come back to a neutral spine, reach your right fingertips forward, left leg back behind you. Take an inhale here. Exhale, find your crunch, elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, extend everything long. Exhale, contract, elbow to knee, feel the core really activate. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. And then inhale, extend, bend your back leg, reach back to grab the inside of your left foot. Use that grip to start to kick into the hand. Create your first real back bend of this practice, opening up through the heart, thinking about keeping the hips square to the floor. One more round of breath here, see if you can kick a little more into that hand. Inhale, gently release the foot, reaching the arm and leg long. Exhale, hands and knee come back to the mat. Taking that all to the other side, so left fingertips forward, right leg reaches back. Take an inhale to establish your balance, core is strong. Exhale, contract, elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, contract, really utilize the core, belly button in and up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Then inhale, extend, bend your back leg, reach back and grab the inside of that foot. Same kick here as you inhale. Start to create that back bend, the stretch through the left arm, as well as the front of the right hip and quad. Take another round of breath. You kick a little bit more on your exhale. Next inhale, very gently release the foot, arm and leg extend long. Exhale, hand and knee come back to the mat. From here, tuck your toes. Inhale, lift your knees just 3 inches off the mat. Take a moment here to establish those low abs. So the lower you hover those knees, the more they're going to activate. Final inhale here. And exhale, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal out the feet, so lowering one heel then the other, bending your knees, whatever you need initially to start to wake up those lower legs. Start to notice how your hands are feeling today, your wrists, your shoulders, as well as the hamstrings, noticing if they're feeling a little tight or if they're feeling pretty loose. Take a moment of stillness in your down dog, so sink the heels towards the mat, activate the legs so the kneecaps pull up and the quads engage. Make sure that you're tipping that pelvis so the tailbone reaches high to the ceiling and pressing your palms and all 10 fingers into the floor. On an inhale, reach your right leg high, take a 3-legged dog. So open the hips, bend the knee, circle the ankle and knee, whatever feels good. Just about one breath here. Next inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. As you exhale, crunch knee to nose, moving through a high plank position, just feeling the core activate a little more. Inhale back to your 3-legged dog, lift the right leg high, and exhale, down dog, right foot meets the left. Going to the other side, inhale, left leg reaches up, open the hip, bend the knee, do whatever feels good for a moment, about one full breath, finding that stretch through the front of the leg. Next inhale, straighten out that leg, square off the hips. Exhale, crunch knee to nose. Feel that contraction, core activates, press the floor away with the hands. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg lifts up high again. And exhale, left foot comes to the mat in your downward dog. Bring your gaze forward, start to walk your feet to the top of your mat, finding your rag doll. So hip width distance in the feet. Let the knees bend, torso hangs nice and heavy. Whatever feels good with your arms, maybe interlace behind the head, maybe take opposite elbows. Whatever you need to create more space in your spine. One more round of breath right here. Final inhale. And exhale, release the arms, keep the legs bent, start to roll up through the spine nice and slow. Let your head be the very last thing to come up and take a big shoulder roll once you're up. Arms open and move back, and step the feet together underneath you. Finding your standing mountain pose Tadasana, setting the stage for all our standing balances later on in our practice. So feel the legs root down into the floor. Imagine that the crown of your head reaches up just as much. The core is active, you're engaging the quads, you're engaging the glutes here. Arms reach down by the sides. Inhale, reach the arms high, let your gaze follow. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Moment to bow the chin, close the eyes. Set an intention for your practice this morning, whatever you would like to focus on. Sealing that in with a breath, deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Seal the lips, find your Ujjayi once more. Gently blink your eyes open, moving into our Sun A. Inhale, reach the arms high, let your gaze follow. This is Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. This is your Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Feel that long spine, crown of the head reaches forward. Then exhale, plant the palms, step your feet back into a high plank, knees up or down. If your knees are straight, inhale, shift it forward. We all exhale to the belly. Make sure you lower in one piece, elbows hug into the body. Untuck the toes once you arrive. Inhale, baby cobra in the chest and lift your right leg. So activating the right glute and hamstring to hover the leg off the mat. Your chest lifts up. Hands are only there for a little bit of balance. They're not holding you up. One more inhale here. Exhale, chest and leg go down. Inhale, chest and left leg reach up. So finding the opposite side, pressing the top of the right foot into the floor as much as you lift the left leg. One more inhale. Exhale, release the chest and leg down. Final one, both legs and your chest. So finding this locust variation here. This time you might hover the hands off the mat. Keep hugging the elbows into the body. One more inhale. And exhale, release the chest and legs down. Hands come by the rib cage. Inhale, press through tabletop position. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips go high, downward dog. 2 full Ujjayi breaths here. Second breath. Bring your gaze forward, step your feet to the top of the mat, toes come together underneath you. Inhale as your halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, let your gaze follow. Right hand grabs the left wrist. As you exhale, side bend to the right. So find that deep stretch through the left side of your body. Imagine lifting the left side of your rib cage to the ceiling as you press the hips to the left. Inhale, use your obliques to bring you back to center. Switch your grip and exhale, bend over to the left side, this time stretching into the right. Right side of the rib cage reaches up, length is created from the ribs all the way down to the hip bone. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, little back bend here. You might cactus the arms, you can keep them straight, whatever feels good. Inhale, reach the arms up one more time, take out the back bend. And exhale, forward fold, hinge forward from the hips, chest goes low. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, high plank. So planting those palms, step back. Now here you can always do this in a forearm plank if you prefer. We're shifting over to side plank here. Left side is our base. So start to roll to the outside of your left foot. Reach your right fingertips high. Now we're finding tree pose with that right leg. So start to bend your right leg, find external rotation, and trace a line through the inside of your left calf to your knee with those toes. Minimal weight in that foot, so we're not trying to put the flat foot on right now. Think just toes to the knee. Engage your right glutes to find external rotation. On your next inhale, keep this tree pose in your legs as you move to high plank. Notice how your external rotators have to stay super engaged here. Gently step your right foot back. Inhale, you're back in your high plank. As you exhale, side plank, other side. So come to the outside of the right leg. Reach your left fingertips high. Externally rotate your left leg to find that tree pose here. So toe towards the knee or inner thigh. Make sure you're using those external rotators. Bottom obliques are nice and strong. One round of breath. Inhale, keep this tree pose as you move through your high plank. Feel that left glute engage. Then exhale, step that foot back. Take one more inhale here in this high plank. Exhale, chaturanga or lower to your belly, hugging the elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra, lifting through the heart. Then exhale, move to your downward dog. 2 full breaths here. Come back to your Ujjayi. Bring your gaze forward, travel your feet to the top of the mat, toes come to touch underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, chair pose, bend those legs nice and deep, reach the arms down and up towards the ceiling. Make sure the hips sit nice and low, the low abs are active. Weight is shifted back towards the heels so that you can see all 10 toes. Take one more inhale here, start shifting your weight towards your right foot. As you exhale, Shiva squat, so left leg or left knee taps the right calf, hands come to heart center. One round of breath here, start to feel those right glutes activate. Inhale, Utkatasana again. Left foot lands, arms reach high. Exhale, Shiva squat, other side. So weight shifts to the left, right knee comes to the left calf, hands come to heart center. One round of breath here to find your balance. Maybe bend a little deeper in that left leg. Inhale, chair pose one more time. Right foot meets the left, arms reach high. And then exhale, forward fold, release the chest low. Inhale as your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left foot steps back, set up for warrior one on your first side. As you inhale, bend into that right leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, we're finding eagle arms, right arm over left. So right over left, bend the elbows, palms come together, or hands wrap around the shoulders. Take an inhale, start to reach your fingertips towards the ceiling, gentle back bend here. Then exhale, humble your warrior with eagle arms. So bring your right shoulder towards your right knee. Fingertips reach forward and towards the front of your mat. Try to continue pulling your right hip back so the hips might not stay perfectly square, but there is a sense of squareness. On your next inhale, keep your eagle arms. Start to bring your torso all the way back up. Then exhale, release your arms down by your sides, unwinding. Inhale, reach the arms high back into your Virabhadrasana 1. Then exhale, hands come to frame the foot, low lunge. Left heel comes off the mat. Inhale, shift your weight forward, lift your left leg to 90 degrees. Take a moment to start to hover your fingertips off the mat, maybe bringing your hands to heart center, establishing your warrior 3. 2 breaths here. Next inhale, bring your fingertips back towards the floor. Exhale, left foot meets the right, forward fold, release the chest down. Inhale as your halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, right foot steps back, setting up for warrior 1 on our other side. Bend nice and deep into that left leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, we eagle left arm over right. So crossing the arms, bend the elbows, palms come together. Inhale, find that little back bend to your fingertips, reach to the ceiling. Exhale, humble left shoulder towards the left knee. Fingertips reach down and forward. Aim to keep pulling that left hip back. 1 more round of breath here. Next inhale, keep your eagle arms as you bring the torso all the way back up. Exhale, unwind the arms, reach them down by the sides. Inhale, reach them high, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands come down to frame your foot, low lunge. Inhale, shift the weight forward, come to that 90-degree lift of the right leg. Start to shift the weight off of the fingertips. Maybe bring your hands to heart center, establishing your warrior 3. Remembering you're going to have to lift the torso up a tiny bit. 2 breaths. Inhale, fingertips come towards the floor. Exhale, right foot meets the left. Take a forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine again. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend those legs, reach the arms up nice and high. And this time we're moving into our eagle legs. So as you exhale, in one motion, see if you can cross your left leg over the right. Hands come to heart center. Maybe you wrap that ankle. Establishing those eagle legs right off the bat. Sit nice and low. Make sure your legs are squeezing in towards each other and pull your left hip back a little bit. 1 more round of breath right here. Next inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Unwind the legs, left foot meets the right, arms reach up nice and high. Exhale, eagle other side, right leg crosses over left, hands come to heart center. Establishing these eagle legs once more, pull the right hip back a little bit, sit nice and low, legs squeeze into the midline, 1 more breath. Inhale, Utkatasana again, right foot meets the left, reach the arms up nice and high. And then exhale, forward fold, release down over the legs. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left foot steps back, set up for warrior 1. So inhale, reach the arms up nice and high. Exhale, eagle arms again, right arm over left. So finding that same shape in the arms. Take an inhale, find that little back bend, fingertips go towards the ceiling. Exhale, humble. This time we're only here for this exhale. So as you inhale, start to bring the torso back up once more. Shift to a crescent lunge leg. So just start to press your left heel forward so the weight comes more to the right leg. On your next inhale, we move into our full eagle pose. So shift your weight forward, draw your left leg into the chest to cross over the right. Find your cross of the legs here. We have 3 breaths in this eagle. If you want a little extra challenge, you can start to fold forward, bringing your elbows towards your knees. Finding this little hinge of the hips. Wherever you are, we have 1 more round of breath. If you inhale, or if you folded, inhale, start to come all the way back up. Draw your left knee into your chest, unwinding the eagle legs. Exhale into a warrior 3, bent standing leg, eagle arms. So feeling the left leg extend long behind you. Take an inhale, unwind the arms, reach them all the way forward. Then exhale as gently as you can into your low lunge. So hands come down to frame that right foot here. Good work, everyone. Inhale, right fingertips reach high. So finding a simple twist here. Now this is going to be a transition to another side plank. So start to come to the outside of your left foot. Right side stacks over left. From here, working into our Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Instead of bringing the leg in front of us today, we're going to move through our tree pose first. So right toes trace the inside of that left leg. External rotation in the right leg. Now bring your hand either towards that right knee, or if you want to give it a go, you can take your peace fingers to your big toe and start to try to extend that leg. Wherever you are, we have one more round of breath. If you took your peace fingers to the toe, gently bring your toes back towards your knee. Everyone moves through that tree pose. Now on our next exhale, right foot steps forward again, finding low lunge. Tricky transitions today. Let your back knee come down, untuck the toes. Inhale, reach the arms up, Anjaneyasana. A little break in that leg use. Take a moment here. You might take a little back bend on an exhale. Next inhale, take the back bend out. Exhale, half split. Shift your weight back. Straighten your right leg. Pull the toes back towards your face. As always, work towards squareness in that front leg. We have 3 full breaths here. One more breath. Inhale, start to bend into your right leg, finding our lizard pose. So right hand comes inside of the right foot. Feel free to toe heel the right foot out slightly. You can either come down to your forearms, stay on your hands, or you can reach back and grab your foot to give yourself a little quad stretch. Wherever you choose to go, we have 4 full breaths. Two more breaths. If you have your foot on an exhale, gently release it. Make sure it doesn't slingshot. Everyone comes back to their hands. And then toe heel your right foot back in between your 2 hands. From here, tuck the left toes, engage the leg so that kneecap comes off the mat. Inhale, step back into high plank. Exhale, optional vinyasa. So you can either press the hips high to down dog or move through your chaturanga, upward and downward dog. Once you reach your downward dog, take 2 full Ujjayi breaths. Bring your gaze forward, gently step your feet to the top of the mat, toes come to touch underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right foot steps back, setting up for warrior 1 on the other side. Bend nice and deep into that left leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. Establish the leg strong as you exhale, eagle arms, left arm over right. Find that cross, bring the palms together. Inhale, find a little back bend, heart goes towards the ceiling. And then exhale, humble warrior, left shoulder towards the left knee. We're only here for the exhale. As you inhale, start to come back up again. Shift to crescent lunge leg, so right heel comes off the mat, weight shifts towards the left leg. Now start to move towards your full eagle. So shift the weight all the way forward, right leg draws into the chest to cross over the left. Find that wrap of the foot if it's available. You have 2 full breaths in this eagle pose. Keep lifting the elbows away, sit deeper in your chair. One more breath. Inhale, start to draw your right knee into your chest. Keep your eagle arms as you exhale into your bent leg warrior 3. So left leg stays bent, right leg extends behind. Keep reaching the fingertips towards the front. On your next exhale, reach your arms forward, fingertips long. Then gently make your way to your low lunge. So hands come down to frame that foot, right leg lands behind you. Inhale, reach the left fingertips high, finding that dragonfly twist or simple twist here. Now this is our transition into our second side plank. So start to come to the outside of your right foot, left side stacks over right. Now from here, we start to make that tree pose with our left leg. So trace the line down the inside of your right leg. From here, either bringing your hand to the outside of the knee or peace fingers to big toe and extending the leg. Keep breathing, 2 breaths. Start to bring your leg back to tree pose from wherever it was. One more inhale here. Exhale, step that left leg back forward again, finding your low lunge. Let your back knee come down, untuck the toes once you get there. Inhale, reach the arms up, Vinyasa. You have about 1 to 2 breaths here. Maybe you take a back bend, maybe you stay in this upright, whatever feels good. On your next inhale, take out your back bend if you have it. Then everyone exhales into half split. Shift your weight back towards your right leg. Straighten the left leg to pull the toes towards your face. Focus on the squareness of the hips, so left hip pulls up and back slightly. Extend the collarbone towards the toes. We have 3 full breaths here. Final round of breath. Inhale, start to bend back into your front leg, finding our lizard pose. So left hand comes inside of the left leg, toe heel your foot outward slightly. Take whichever variation you took on the first side. So maybe you bend the leg and reach back with the hand. Maybe you come down to your forearms, whatever feels good. Just aiming to drop the hips down nice and low. We have about 3 to 4 full breaths here. Just feeling the stretch in the front of the right leg. Two more breaths. If you grab the foot, gently release it, bringing both hands inside of the leg. Everyone comes back to their hands if they were on their forearms. Toe heel your right foot or left foot back in between your 2 hands. Tuck your right toes, engage the legs so the kneecap comes off the mat. Inhale, step back into your high plank. Exhale, optional vinyasa or move to your downward dog. Whatever feels good for you this morning. Make sure you're doing whatever you do consciously with your breath. 3 cleansing breaths once you find your downward dog. So deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. Final one, inhale. Open mouth, side out. Seal the lips, find your Ujjayi breath once more. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high. As you exhale, step through between the hands. Keep pressing your left heel forward, setting up for a crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Make sure the legs root down into the floor. As you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right knee, finding your prayer twist here. So a moment to rotate the spine, since we don't do a lot of twisting in today's practice. So you can use your elbow to press into the thigh and rotate the heart towards the side of the room. Take one more full round of breath here. On your next inhale, unwind. Start to reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. As you exhale, find your warrior 2. Capital T in those arms. Gaze over the right fingertips. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Hand comes to the leg, right fingertips reach up and back. Take a moment to feel the right side of your rib cage reach to the ceiling. One more inhale here. Our exhale is our half moon, all in one motion. So start to move through your warrior 2 to reach the fingertips down and forward, to lift the back leg off the floor and straighten the right leg. We have 2 breaths to establish this half moon. So keep spiraling the left side open over the right. You might try to hover those right fingertips off the mat. One more inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Bend the right leg. Tap the left knee to the right calf. You can always bring your fingertips to the floor or hands to heart center. Inhale, start to stand all the way up. Draw the left knee into the chest, one-legged mountain pose. Setting up for our Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Right hand comes to the right hip. Left hand comes either to the front of the left leg, knee, or peace fingers to big toe. If you have your big toe, you extend the leg. Now before we move, everyone pulls the left shoulder and hip back. Take an inhale here. Exhale, start to carry your leg to the side of your body. So keep using the toe to press into the fingers or knee into the hand. Final challenge, you might shift the gaze over to the right, away from the leg. We have one more full round of breath here. Inhale, start to bring your gaze back to center, leg back to center. Exhale, release your grip, but keep the leg lifted, arms reach to the ceiling. Take one inhale here. Exhale, Shiva squat. Left knee taps the right calf, bend that standing leg. From here, we inhale into revolved half moon. Left fingertips come towards the floor. Straighten the right leg as the left leg extends back. Twist your heart towards your right leg, lifting the right fingertips to the ceiling. We only have one more inhale here. Now keep the twist in your body as you exhale into your revolved low lunge. So bend your right leg, let the left fingertips or left toes land on the mat. Take an inhale here, find some length through the top fingertips. Horizon lunge as we exhale, which might be a new posture today. So as we start to dip our left hip towards the floor, we shift to the outside of the right foot and the outside of the left foot. So the eventual image is dropping the hips low, reaching the right fingertips towards the left foot, and letting your weight come to that outside edge of your right foot. You should get a nice stretch to the outside of your left leg, as well as a little bit into that hip. On your next inhale, start to come out of that, so letting your hips lift up, and then exhale into your low lunge, so squaring everything off to the mat, hands frame the foot. On your next inhale, come back to your crescent lunge, reach both arms up nice and high. Exhale back into our warrior two, so finding that capital T. Inhale, straighten the right leg, pivot the right toes to face the side of your mat. Yay, wide-legged forward fold, little break here. So bring those hands to your hips. Inhale, find a little lift through your heart. Then exhale, hinge forward. Allow your hands to come towards the floor. You might take peace fingers to big toe. You can also take your hands to the outsides of the ankles. Wherever you are, let the crown of your head hang really heavy here. We have about 4 full breaths in this Prasarita. Two more breaths. Wherever you have your grip, gently release it, bringing your hands back underneath your face. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Bring your hands to heart center, and exhale, bend into your right leg, finding that high Skandasana that we found last time. So the tailbone stays in line with the crown of the head. Your back is parallel to the floor. On your next inhale, start to pivot yourself towards the front of your mat, letting both hands come inside of your right foot. So kind of like we're in a modified lizard here. Now use your back leg to gently step your foot forward to find our Malasana. Take a moment, you can put a block underneath your tailbone if that feels good. Hands can come to heart center. We have about 4 breaths here to stretch the hips and release the low back. Two more breaths. You can always use your elbows to press into the knees to create a deeper opening. Final inhale. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Gently straighten through the legs, sending the tailbone high. Take a moment to cha-cha out the legs, whatever feels good, a little bit of organic movement. Then toe heel your feet back together underneath you, finding our traditional forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, stand all the way up. Let your fingertips reach to the ceiling. And exhale, hands come to heart center. One last standing balance on this side, our tree pose. So start to lift your right heel off the mat. We're standing on our left leg for this one. Start to find external rotation in your right leg and then set your height for your tree pose. So either foot to the inside of the ankle, right foot to the left calf, or bringing your foot all the way up to the inner thigh. Once you've established your tree pose, remember we push the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. So it's all about oppositional force here. Make sure the right hip is still dropping down. We're still lifting up through the front of the left hip. Maybe you start to reach your fingertips to the ceiling, extending your branches. Maybe you try to work into a side bend again today, so that right hand will come to the right thigh, making sure that you have a solid grip there. Left fingertips start to reach over as you shift your hips way to the left. So as much as your left fingertips reach to the right, your hips have to shift in opposition. That right hand is still pressing into the right knee, helping you keep you stable. Keep your focus for one more breath. Inhale, start to take out the back bend. You have to coordinate the hips with the hand to make sure everything moves together. Bring your hands back to heart center. Inhale, draw your right knee into your chest. And exhale, right foot meets the left. Inhale, reach the arms up nice and high. Let your gaze follow. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, downward dog. Hands plant, feet step back, hips lift high. You have 3 breaths in this downward dog. Whatever kind of breath you need to take right now, feel free. 2 more breaths. Final breath. Find your Ujjayi once more. And then inhale, lift your left leg high because we have a second side. Exhale, step through between your hands, setting up for crescent lunge. Right heel presses forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Make sure the hips stay square as you exhale. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, find length through your spine. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Prayer twist here. Using that elbow to hook and create your deeper twist. Gaze shifts towards the left. You have 1 more full round of breath here. Next, inhale, unwind. Start to reach the fingertips back to the ceiling, strong in the legs. Then exhale, warrior 2. Capital T in the arms. Make sure the right pinky toes press into the floor. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Left fingertips reach up and back. Lift the left side of the ribcage to the ceiling, but keep bending into that left leg. Take 1 more inhale here. Exhale, half moon. Move through your warrior 2 to reach all the way past your left foot. Shift your weight forward and lift your right leg off the mat. Keep stacking the right side over left. Energy through the right fingertips and the right foot. Maybe you try to hover your left fingertips off the mat today. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Start to bend that left leg. Right knee taps the left calf. Hands to heart center or fingertips to the floor. On your next inhale, start to stand all the way up. One-legged Tadasana. Draw the right knee into the chest. Setting up for our Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Left hand comes to the hip. Right hand comes to the knee or peace fingers to big toe. If you have the big toe, extend the leg. Everyone pulls the right hip and shoulder back on an inhale. Then exhale, start to carry the leg to the side of the body. Maybe you shift your gaze over to the left to challenge your balance. Wherever you are, you have 2 breaths. On your next inhale, start to bring everything back to center, gaze and leg. Exhale, release your grip. Reach the arms up nice and high. Take an inhale here. Exhale, Shiva squat once more. Bend that left leg. Right knee taps the left calf. Hands come to heart center. On our inhale, it's our revolved half moon. Right fingertips reach for the floor. Left fingertips reach high. Right leg extends behind us. Keep that focus. Legs are as strong as you can possibly make them. You have 1 more inhale here. Now maintain this twist as you exhale into your revolved low lunge. Right foot reaches back to land. Left fingertips stay to the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Now as you exhale, it's second chance at your horizon lunge. So you come to the outsides of both feet. You start to drop your hips down towards the floor. Your chest and hips face towards your left leg. And your left hand reaches towards your right foot. Again, we're aiming for a stretch through the outside of both legs. Good, you guys. On your next inhale, start to lift the hips once more. Then exhale, square everything off into your low lunge. Hands frame the foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. We're back in our crescent lunge. And then exhale into warrior two. Straightening the left leg, pivot the toes, second chance at Prasarita. This time, if you want a shoulder opener, you can take your hands behind your back to interlace the fingers. Inhale, reach the hands down as you lift the heart up. Then exhale, start to fold it forward. Crown of the head reaches towards the floor, hands reach away from your tailbone, bringing them to touch the floor, in theory, behind your head. We have about 4 full breaths here. Final round of breath. Start to bring your hands back to your tailbone first. Then gently release your bind. Hands come to the floor under the face. Inhale, find a halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Bring your hands to heart center. And exhale, shift into that high Skandasana. So long line, crown of the head to the tailbone, back is parallel to the floor. On your next inhale, start to walk everything forward. So squaring off to the front of your mat. Both hands come inside of your left leg. Then right foot steps forward for our second Malasana. Drop the hips down nice and low. Make sure your heels are in, toes are out. Elbows come to the insides of the knees. If you want, you can take a fist bump, bringing your fists together. That creates a wider stance for your elbows, presses the knees out a little more. We have about 4 breaths here. You can even close your eyes if you want. This is a chance to refocus your breath. 2 more breaths. Final inhale all together. Exhale, release your hands to the floor, straighten the legs. Momentary cha-cha here, so bending one leg then the other, just releasing any tension in the ankles and in the knees. Gently toe heel your feet together underneath you, bringing the toes to touch. Inhale, find a halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Here's our last standing balance push, so take a deep breath, working into our tree pose. So root the right leg down into the floor, left heel comes off the mat to externally rotate the leg. Now set your height, foot to ankle, calf, inner thigh, whatever feels good. Take a moment to establish your balance in this tree pose, particularly your drishti. Remembering we always want to keep our gaze on one point, whether that's an internal drishti or an external drishti. From here, maybe you start to grow your branches, reaching the fingertips to the ceiling. Maybe you start to find that side bend. If you do, it's left hand that comes to the left thigh. You start to shift your hips over to the right as you reach the right fingertips over. So it has to be a constant coordination. Your hips move at the same rate as your arm. Your left hand presses into that left thigh. If any of that isn't coordinated, there's a high likelihood you will tip over. Take one more round of breath in this side bend. Next inhale, start to bring your hips and arm back to center at the same rate. Remember, that is key. Fingertips reach high and gently bring them back to heart center as you exhale. Inhale, draw your left knee into your chest, one-legged Tadasana. And exhale, left foot meets the right, standing mountain pose. Good work, you guys. Inhale, reach the arms up nice and high, let the gaze follow. Exhale, tuck and curl. So bring the body low, bend the knees, let your head drop in towards your chest. Just taking a moment here, feeling that compression in the front of your body. Then gently make your way to a seat from here. So just shift your weight back towards your heels. Eventually your tailbone will land on the floor. Once you reach the floor, extend your legs out in front of you, flexing your feet nice and strong, finding our Paschimottanasana. Make sure the legs stay active. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And then exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Grab around the feet, pulling the pinky toes back towards your face if that's available. You can always grab onto your calves or anywhere else that feels good. We have about 3 full breaths here. Each exhale is a chance to draw the heart closer to the toes. 2 more breaths. Final inhale. Exhale, release your feet. Come all the way back up to seated, working into a reverse tabletop or Purvottanasana. So if you want to keep your legs straight today, the hands will come by the sides and slightly back of the hips, fingertips forward. Point your toes and inhale, start to lift the hips up so that the soles of your feet start to come to the mat. The other option is a reverse tabletop with bent legs. One more breath here. Final inhale. Exhale, gently lower the hips down, come back to seated. Draw your right knee into your chest, let the knee fall open to the side, setting up for our revolved Janu Shirshasana. So left hand comes inside of the left leg, slide it down to that elbow. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up to open the chest to the side of the room. And then exhale, start to reach the right fingertips forward and over that leg. Remember to keep spiraling the right side open. Imagine that you're still lifting that right side of your rib cage up to the ceiling. So we're almost creating that arc through the side of the body. Take 3 breaths here. Final breath. Next inhale, let the fingertips bring you all the way back upright. Hand plants behind that hip to shift into our gate latch. So we shift the weight to the knee and shin. Left arm sweeps across the body and back. You might work into a little back bend here, just feeling the heart reach to the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, come back the way you went in. Left arm sweeps down and across. The hip comes down. Then straighten the right leg out in front of you. Working to the other side, left knee draws in, let the knee fall open to the side. Right hand inside of the right leg, start to slide down to the elbow. Inhale, reach the left fingertips high, find the opening of the chest. And then exhale, reach the left fingertips up and over. Finding that same lift of the rib cage to the ceiling, separating the ribs from that hip bone. 3 full breaths here to find this side stretch. Final breath. Next inhale, let the left fingertips bring you all the way back upright. Hand plants behind that hip to shift the weight to the knee and shin. Left or right arm sweeps across the body and back, feeling the lift of the heart to the ceiling. Take one more inhale here, find a little more of a back bend. And exhale, make your way back down again, lowering to the hips, sweeping the arm across. Extend your left leg out in front of you and then bend both legs so that your feet can plant it to the floor. Working into one round of boat pose because it's good for us. So bringing your hands behind you, fingertips forward. Shift your weight to the tailbone as you hover just your toes on the mat. Once you establish length through your spine, think chest to the thighs, start to bring your legs into that tabletop position. From here, you reach the fingertips forward. Maybe you extend the legs. We're here for an inhale. Exhale, low boat, hover the feet, hover the shoulders, keep reaching the hands towards the feet. One more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale, high boat, why not? Draw the knees into the chest or straighten the legs. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale into your low boat. Final time here. Keep hovering the shoulders, keep hovering the feet. One more inhale. And exhale, release all the way down. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Let that feel good for a second. Now gently let your feet plant onto the floor, working to our figure 4. So right ankle comes to that left knee. So right ankle to left knee first. Thread your right arm through. Hands grab around that hamstring of the left leg or around the shin if that's more comfortable for you. Legs draw into the chest, but the tailbone stays down. So we want to find length through the spine. You can use your right elbow to press into your right leg if that feels good. Take about 4 full breaths here. Final inhale. Exhale, gently release your arms and cross your right thigh all the way over the left thigh to find eagle legs once more. You can wrap the foot around that calf if you want. Arms come to a capital T. Take an inhale. Exhale, let both legs fall to the left side of your body. So right leg ends on top. Your right shoulder stays heavy towards the floor. Your gaze might shift over to the right, finding your supine twist here for about 5 breaths. If it feels good, you can close your eyes. Let everything feel really heavy, minimal engagement in the body. Final breath. Gently start to bring your head back to center, and then unwind the legs and bring them back to center. Give yourself a little hug for a moment, even out the spine, even out the back. And then gently bring your feet back to the floor. We'll set up for figure 4 on the other side. So left ankle comes to the right knee, left hand threads through the legs to grab around the right hamstring. Same thing here, like draw the legs into the chest, lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor. Just feel that stretch through the outside of the left hip. Allow deep inhales, deep exhales, about 4 breaths. Final inhale. Exhale, gently release the legs with the arms. Cross your left thigh over the right one to find that wrap of the legs, eagle legs. Arms come into a capital T, take an inhale. Exhale, legs go to the right side. So left leg ends up on top, left shoulder stays heavy towards the floor. Gaze might shift over to the left side. Maybe you close your eyes. Let your body feel heavy, let everything relax. You have about 3 more breaths here. Gently start to bring your head back to center. Unwind the legs and then bring them back to center. Once you come back to the middle, find your happy baby. So grab onto the outsides or insides of your feet. Draw the knees down and around the rib cage. Lengthen the spine as you do so the tailbone still stays heavy. Take just 1 more round of breath here. Whatever movement feels good. Now draw your knees back into your chest one final time. Start to give yourself a little squeeze. So wrap the arms around your legs. Draw your chin into the chest. Feel any extra tension, any extra engagement. Draw into the middle of you. Take 1 more inhale. And exhale, extend your legs long onto the mat. Find your Shavasana. Release the arms down by the sides. Allow the eyes to close. Start to let go of everything that we did in this hour. Let go of any extra thoughts or distractions that might be in your mind. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Then do the same set of relaxing movements to the rest of your body. Let the eyes fall back into the socket and the jaw unclench. The tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. In that same way, work your way down your entire body and let everything feel heavier. Let it sink deeper into the floor. For the next couple minutes, just enjoy this Shavasana. As always, you can stay longer in this Shavasana if you'd like, but if you feel ready to start waking up, start by deepening your breath. Maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Maybe let your head rock side to side. If it feels good, you can reach back behind you, finding a stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. And draw your knees into your chest. And give yourself a little hug. And then in whatever way feels best, you can make your way to a seat. And keep your eyes closed as you do so, allowing your focus to stay internal. Once you arrive in your seat, allow your hands to come to heart center and your chin to bow. And take a moment to thank yourself for doing something good for your mind and body for an hour out of your morning. The light within me meets, greets, and honors the light within all of you. Namaste. Great work, you guys. All right, I have to run out of here pretty quick because I have to get ready for work again. So I've unmuted you guys. Let me know if you have any